Hello and welcome back. And the last time we were looking at the linear layout and we were done with the basics of that. And today we're going to show you in this tutorial about the relative layout. Of course, I'm almost saying recycling view, but I mean to say relative layout here. The relative layout is going to lay your elements relative to each other. And of course, we can nest another layout inside of this relative layout. But for now, we're not going to do that. But of course, I'm telling you so that you know you can do these things and nest them in between. But of course, there's an overhead to it, in terms of resources that will be grabbed from your application. So now what we need to do, if we check our design, we see only our image but not the text. And of course, that's because recycler view doesn't work well with what we had in the linear layout. So we need to remove the properties we use in the linear layout, and that is the height here. We need to turn it back to wrap contents, and the next thing, remove this weight and also turn this to wrap content. And as of now, we should see something there. And as you can see, the items are there. If you are following along with me, you can see right there the corner where the image is. That's where our text view are, because they are not in anyhow relative to any elements. They're just pushed at the corner. They are not put at a specific position. So that's what we need to change now. Now that's the thing about a linear layout now. So we need to position them relative to another layout. So there's this cool thing you can do. You can do below here if you want to lay out below the image view, and that is what we're gonna do. Just put ID and then the ID of the image view, you plus it here, and as of this other text view, we're just gonna do a below again and ID there, and then we're gonna put the ID of the name there, and that should work the magic, and we should see your text. And as you can see, if you're following along, the glen and the surname there is right below the image, trailing down, because they are being aligned relative to the position that we specified. And there are a lot of cool things you can do about this relative layout. You can also do cool stuff like align right of your places or the ID. That means we have to remove this one because we can do both here. So yeah, we can do both in terms of aligning, but for now we're just going to do one. So align right of, so we should see the surname right. And if we go there, we can see the surname is at the right, but as you can see, it's closely attached to the image because it has no relativity at the top part of it. So that means we need to set again the align below at this text here, so say ID, then we align below our very own image this time, so that it will be relative the name and the surname. So if we check our editor right now, we should see there it is below, but now as we're seeing, there's a sort of like a gibberish thing that is happening there. We align below image and now we are way below this. So let's see how we can fix up. That's the thing about relative layout. That's why I don't like it in some times, if you foster development. And now the niche here is we need to change a few things here. We need to make sure that we have no padding at all and our elements are aligned rightly. So let's check to see and to backwards see what the problem is. And as we can see, everything seems to be fine, but here our text on the align below, if you check closely, we did align a TV name. That's the thing. You need to actually put in the right ID there. Otherwise, if you put the wrong one, it will align the wrong position. Now you see, when you work with the text editor, it's going to be hard to do a lot of things. So you're just going to at least do some copy paste here at the intended ID so that you don't make any mistakes like I did here. So if you put your image there and we go back, we should see now they are aligned straight, in that line, but of course there's no padding here. So we may need to align some and make some padding, in the second element here. So we're just going to put a margin layer, and put just a 10 dp, of course. And if we check it out, there is some spacing there. So for now, we need to make sure that we are in one alignment. Right now we are dealing with the things in the vertical manner, the image is on top and then the text is below, so we need to change that, of course, and place it in a single line. But for now, just for the challenge, I'm gonna let you do that, because you have learned a lot of things. You can tweak around the below a line, right? So if that will make the tweak go well for you. So in learning process, you need to do some things on your own. But for now, I'm just gonna leave you. This is a simple thing. You're just gonna work with the align right, align below, and change the IDs there, and you should be able to see your text above here. I've shown you the basics of what you need. And now we're going to jump in straight into the constraint layout, our main goal in this tutorial, and we will jump straight into our application that we will build. So I'll see you in the next lecture, and please do this exercise and make sure you align your things at the top. Learn something on your own, read and try and work around, and you will grow. I'll see you in the next lecture, and thank you for watching this video.